Larks travel again as they head down to Dodge City, Kansas, as they did at the start of this season, as they will face off against the A's here for a conference game. Thank you for tuning in on the Larks Network. I'm Nick Helgett. Just me in the press box today. Hank and Ace back home as we're on the road to watch tonight's conference game between the Larks and the A's. And this should be a good one. The A's so far this season, they face off against them twice in non-conference games and once in a conference game where the Larks were able to only get one win out of those 3 games. And as just what I was about to say, tonight's camera with the wind and severe thunderstorm warnings coming in during tonight's game, the netting right now is blowing in front of the camera. So just to give you guys a heads up, that's the best angle we could have got tonight with the wind and such. So apologies in advance if it gets in the way, but we'll be here with the audio, so it should be a good night of baseball. I was trying to get this one started early, as like I said, there's some storms along the way. Severe thunderstorm warning starting here around 7 o'clock. Originally, the rain was supposed to start around 7, but right now we're a little bit away from it. So we'll see if maybe we can get enough innings in to consider this a game, or at least get enough innings in and then suspend it and play it tomorrow. But tomorrow it's supposed to rain almost all day. So this will be interesting to see how these 2 games come official and play out, as we are just about to start here on the Larks Network, as the Dodge City A's facing off against the Larks down here at Cavalier Field in Dodge City, Kansas. Tonight's batting order for the Larks: Caden Ashton to lead off. Second, Caleb Duncan. Batting third, Wilbert Espinal. Cleanup batter in Garrett Gruel. 5th, Houston Russell, the catcher. 6th, Will Carpenter over at second base. 7th, Tabor Stokes. 8th, Thomas Lissy. And in the 9th spot, Trent Baker, as first pitch coming in here at 6:58 start time. 82 degrees. Bit of wind coming, looks like coming, I want to say in from left field, cannot tell. The storm is coming from the north, so it's coming in this way towards the south where Dodge City is. As second pitch finds the zone, even the count at 1 apiece. Here's the leadoff batter in Caden Ashton. The Larks are able to get a victory in Monday's game against the Junction Brigade. Final score of 10-9. They were leading at 10-2 heading to the 4th inning, but the Brigade almost were able to come back and make an interesting ball game, but the Larks closed it out in the 9th thanks to Adrian Najjar getting the final 3 outs to win it 10-9 back at home. Weekend baseball here for the Larks, as count is 2-1 between Caden Ashton and the pitcher for the Dodge City A's, and Emerson Loft, as next pitch just misses up high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Emerson Lott, 6'2", right-handed thrower out of North Richland, Texas. Sophomore year, played at the College of National Park College. He has a 3-1 count here against Caden Ashton. The 3-1 will catch the upper part of the zone as they'll move the count to full. Larks rocking their red uniforms tonight. Gray sliding pants, while the Dodge A's have their yellow uniform with the white sliding pants. The green ball cap, the full count pitch, hit out to left center field. Center fielder running back on his ball, carrying a bit. And he'll get over his head and 1 hop off the wall. Rounding first, heading to second is Caden Ashton, as he'll have a full count leadoff double to get things started for the Larks. Good start for the day for Caden Ashton. He only had 2 extra base hits on the year coming into this game, and he just got his 3rd and his 2nd double on the year after that one. So now batting second, the right fielder in Caleb Duncan, making his 15th start in conference play. Once again, apologies for that netting tonight, as we're hoping to get as much baseball as we can in for tonight's game with the weather, as first pitch missing upstairs here to Caleb Duncan. Duncan in last conference game against the Rough Riders had a good day, 3 for 4. A run scored, a double, and 5 RBIs on the day. Reached double digits in the season stat category with 14 now after that 5 RBI performance. 1-1 the count. Loft looking back to pitcher. This one will hit the back and near the glute area of Caleb Duncan, as that'll put runners at first and second here with no outs. Emerson Loft, 1-1 win-loss record with an ERA of 4.72. His fourth start on the season in conference play, over 13 and a third innings pitched with 10 strikeouts. So leadoff double for Caden Ashton, a hit by pitch to Caleb Duncan, and now that brings us to the DH and Wilbert Espinal. His first pitch here to Espinal will find the zone. Loft in his last start pitched in the win against the Game Day Angels. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, only walked 3 batters and struck out 5 out of the 27 he faced. Looking back, the runner is Lott. The next pitch, slider that misses outside in the right-handed batter's box to even the count at 1 apiece. We also have we got the celebration camera, which is up in the press box. We'll try to get you guys some good shots of the dugout. And then we have our other up in the press box camera. We're trying to get on the first base side, but that railing's in the way. Is this a fly ball out to left field? Trying to track it down near the warning track is the left fielder for the A's, and he'll track it down. Tagging from second to third is Ashton. The cutoff man will hold on to it, as that will be a fly out, and Caden Ashton will advance on the fly ball. So Espinal does the job and moves a runner over. Even with the ball hit to left field, Caden Ashton able to take advantage of it, as there's our other camera, as, like I said, the netting and the rail make it kind of difficult to get the first base side, but we'll get you guys the best shots we can. As a cleanup batter, and Garrett Gruhl looks to make his first at-bat on the day here against the Dodge City A's. Runners are at the corner. On the move to second is Caleb Duncan. The throw down is not in time. Goes off the glove. Ashton taking advantage of it as it got away from him to the shortstop side, and Caden Ashton will come around to score. Larks take an early 1-0 lead. Ashton giving some advice to Houston Russell. Must be seeing something. So Larks take an early 1-0 lead. Caleb Duncan swipes second, and Larks still have a runner in scoring position as they take the 1-0 lead. First pitch to Garrett Gruhl was a ball, so second pitch will be hit over the head of the third base coach and Andy Luton into the A's bullpen. 1-1 the count now. Andy Luton back in action. He'll be over at the third base side coaching. First base coach today, Ben Tienis. Traveling down with the team, Frank Leo down in the dugout. Pitching coach Keith Harper not here for tonight's game. Not a bad camera angle that is, as 1-1 count pitch coming here to Garrett Gruhl. This one gets under, throws out to left field. A high fly ball, tracking back as left fielder. This one's near the wall. If this one stays fair, it's gone, and it is fair. Garrett Gruhl leaves the yard, and the Larks take a 3-0 lead as Garrett Gruhl leaves the yard for his third time this season. Garrett Gruhl got under that one and just threw it out to left field. The wind is actually blowing out towards left, so that ball just kept carrying up in the wind. And he gets his third home run on the season. RBIs number 18 and 19 to go along with it. So Larks take an early 3-0 lead, as that brings us to the catcher in Houston Russell. Larks off to a fast start here against Emerson Lott. His first pitch will catch the outside corner. Larks in the last 2 games have hit 3 home runs now. It was a long time before we saw one. It was about almost 2 weeks worth of baseball. The Larks as a team haven't left the yard, but the last 2 games we've seen 3 long balls. One and 1 the count here to Houston Russell, missing outside. So he'll get ahead in the count 2-1 here against Emerson Lott. Larks, or correction, the A's, who recently just played against the Liberal BJs, played 2 games against them, I want to say Wednesday and Thursday, as next pitch will go to the backstop. And thank goodness our camera's okay, because today's going to be an interesting one, as I'll move the count to 3-1. But the A's, they lost the first game, but the second game was very interesting as it was 6-2 heading into the middle part of the game. But the Liberal BJs were able to come back and defeat the A's. As next pitch swung on and missed by Houston Russell as they'll move to count to full here with nobody on and nobody out in the top of the first. Correction, one out actually after Wilber Espinal flew out to left. Full count pitch coming from Emerson as this one will be put into play to the right side. Fielding it off the hop as a second baseman on to first in time for the second out. So Lott responds back quickly with an out after a ground ball hit to the second baseman for the Dodge City A's.
Next up, second baseman, number 25, Will Carpenter.
So I'll bring up tonight's second baseman and Will Carpenter. Carpenter, who was over at first base in Monday's game, he'll hit this one to the right side and through the hole into right field for a two-out single. It's just about to start talking about how Will Carpenter has been a hot bat in his last 4 games. Let's look at you guys some of those stats in his next at-bat. This will bring us to the shortstop in Tabor Stokes. Stokes got the night off in Monday's game. In conference games, though, he's started every single one of them. All 17 games, Larks are sitting at a 14-3 overall record. Dodge City A's 8-9. So Larks got a tough schedule coming up, going against the A's, who are currently ranked 4th in the RMBL. Third place, the Fort Collins Foxes, who they'll face off after against the Liberal BJ series Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, yeah, they'll face off against the Liberal BJs Tuesday and Wednesday, the #1 team in the conference. This is going to be a tough week of baseball for the Larks. Should be exciting. The 0-1 pitch missing up and in near the hands of Tabor Stokes to even the count at 1-1. Stokes in his last 3 games has had 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. Against the Rough Riders, though, he had 2 doubles in that game alone as pickoff move back in time safely is Will Carpenter. It's the 1-1 pitch fouled out of play as Lott gets ahead in the count 1-2 here with 1 runner on. Larks responded quickly here in the top of the first with a lead-off double from Ashton, a hit by pitch to Duncan, and a 2-run home run from Garrett Gruhl. Larks lead 3-0. This pitch misses outside, even the count at 2 apiece. Will Carpenter over at first. 2 stolen bases on the year. Could potentially see him on the move. Lott taking his time. The 2-2 pitch will find the inside part of the plate. Strike 3 as that will end the top of the first. But the Larks scored 3 thanks to a 2-run home run from Garrett Gruhl. As we'll head to the bottom of the first, Larks lead it 3-0. There's your recap from July 4th's game against Junction City Brigade. Garrett Gruhl, our player of the game, 3 for 4 day, 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored, while the Larks win final score of 10-9 against Junction City. As back into modern time now, as the Larks here against Dodge City A's, Nolan Wilson to take the mound. And Wilson's been having a heck of a season. 4-0 win-loss record, ERA of 3.00, 19 strikeouts through 18 innings of work, as he'll face off against the Dodge City A's for his first time this season in conference play. Top of the order for the A's here in the bottom of the first is Shannon Martin will bat here against Nolan Wilson. First pitch here to Shannon Martin, misses outside for the first pitch of the game for Nolan Wilson. Defensive alignment for the Larks, Trent Baker out in left, Caden Ashton in center. Out in right field, Caleb Duncan. This ball hit down the right field line, but foul. 1-1 the count. Caleb Duncan out in right. Running up the middle, and Tabor Stokes at short. Will Carpenter over at second. Hot corners of Thomas Lissy at third. And Garrett Gruhl over at first base. Catcher in Houston Russell once again tonight. His next pitch fouled off. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nolan Wilson has been one of the 3 aces on the team this year. For the Larks, it's gone Wilson, Lembeck, and Campbell. They've been the 3 stars this season. As a ground ball hit to the right side, Carpenter fields it cleanly on to Gruhl at first for the first out for Nolan Wilson. Good start to the day for Nolan Wilson. So I'll bring up the star player for the Dodge City A's and Grant Weisermans. Weisermans was a guy I had highlighted coming into this game as against Louisville BJs on July 4th. As our camera survives that. Wow, that one almost took it down. Looks like it's okay, though, as Wilson gets ahead in the count after the foul ball. Like I was saying, this guy in the Louisville BJs series, I mean, in one of the games, I believe it was July 4th game, he went 2 for 4. The few RBIs. This one thrown out to center field, dead center, as Caden Ashton finds it in to his glove for the second out. Couple balls put into play for the Dodge City A's, but the Larks defense getting a couple of outs here in the bottom of the first as 2 away. It's the catcher and Tyler McEvoy.
Now batting the catcher, number 28, Tyler McAvoy.
McEvoy with a .326 average on the season. Nolan Wilson has an opponent batting average of 200, and on base opponent base percentage on base percentage of 246. His first pitch was a ball. Second pitch just missing inside. So Wilson down the count 2-0 here against Tyler McAvoy. Good little showcase of fans here in Dodge City as next pitch to McAvoy will find the zone for the first strike of the at-bat. Right-handed arm out of Houston Christian University. We saw another Houston Christian pitcher pitch in Thursday's game, and Kevin Goss. A solid day for Kevin Goss. 2 innings of work. All of his outs were strikeouts. Had 6 on the day. For a non-starter, it was a very good outing for Kevin Goss, and we'll take it any day as this ball hits the left side, but will go foul as Thomas Lissy did field it cleanly, though, just out of camera length. With that netting blowing, we'll try to cut away every time it does, except now as we're about to face off against the next pitch as Nolan Wilson here with the full count pitch underway. This one just misses inside, ball 4, as they'll put a runner at first base. That is the first walk from Nolan Wilson since June 8th. Had gone 14 2/3 innings of work without walking a batter. But that streak will finally come to an end. I mean, that is a hard thing to do in baseball, is just not walk batters as a pitcher. So impressive stuff for Nolan Wilson, but the streak comes to an end as we'll have a runner on first here at 2 away. First pitch hit to the third base side, but Tabor Stokes will take it. The running throw in time across his body all the way to the right side of the field to throw out the batter in Charles Daniel. What a way to end the first inning as the Larks lead it 3-0. Light rain supposed to hit us here in about 45 minutes, actually 35 minutes, just before 8 o'clock strikes.
Baseman number 15,
Looking about 80% chance of rain, but the storm makes me think 100% chance it's a big one on its way. But we'll try to get as much baseball as we can in here on the Larks Network as Thomas Lissy to lead us off. His first pitch, Lissy finds the zone. Back to the mound is Emerson Loft.
is all Division II stuff.
Emerson Loft, who, as I just lost his notes, next pitch to Lissy fouled out of play. So Lissy down the count 0 and 2. Lissy played in Thursday's game against the Brigade, reaching base twice on a hit by pitch RBI and then a walk where he came around to score. Next pitch fought off. Can it get out of play? It's going to stay in play near the A's bullpen as running it down as a third baseman for the A's for the first out.
Hey fans, just in case the rain comes, we're only doing one draw on the 50-50, so get in it now if you want it.
So I'll bring up the 9-hole batter and Trent Baker now. Nobody on and one away.
Batting the left fielder number 2, Trent Baker.
Trent Baker steps in, 9-hole hitter for the A's Larks.
Emerson Loft pitching from the stretch with nobody on. First pitch, Baker gets under it, thrown out to left center field. This one trailing a bit as this one going all the way towards the wall, and a nice leaping catch at the wall to record the second out. A nice play by the center fielder for the A's. That man and Grant Weiserman. So 2 outs now after Trent Baker almost threw it out of the ballpark. The wind blowing out there today. We might see a few. So bring us back to the top of the order in Caden Ashton here with 2 away.
Gotcha.
The lineup turns over to Caden Ashton. Ashton doubled his last time up.
Emerson Lott looking for a bounce back inning. He's 1 out away from getting his first pitch here to Caden Ashton. Misses up and high and outside. Lott in his last 2 outings has at least gone 4 innings of work. We'll see how far they push him tonight. Second pitch to Ashton will find the zone. Even the count at 1 apiece. Ashton, who's batting .393 on the year with an on-base percentage of .493. Led off this game with a leadoff double and a full count pitch. Came around to score as this one hit to the right side. Second baseman fields it as he throws it to first for the third out. Larks go down 1-2-3, but they lead it 3-0. Larks go down 1-2-3, but they lead it 3-0. They scored 3 runs in the top of the first. As Nolan Wilson back to the mound for his second inning of work. The man who ended last half inning, and Remington Miller, the second baseman, will come up to bat for his first time today. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the A's. First pitch hitting the play down the left field line, but foul. Just a couple of feet away from staying fair, as Nolan Wilson will get ahead in the count here against Remington Miller. Second pitch here to Wilson, misses inside, even the count at 1 apiece. Fifth start and fifth appearance on the mound for the right-handed pitcher in Nolan Wilson. 1 inning shy of 20 on the season as a high fly ball out to left center field. Will stay in the ballpark, though, as Ashton will run in just a bit to make the catch in the alleyway.
Next up, the left fielder number 7.
Already 2 outs made by Caden Ashton out in center field. So I'll bring up the left fielder Nate Murphy for the Dodge City A's. Wilson, his last start against the Fort Collins Foxes on the road, as part of that 9-8 victory, went 4 innings of work. Only allowed 2 earned runs, no walks, and just 1 strikeout. Back-to-back games for Nolan Wilson, where he has to pitch on the away side as next pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes here to the left fielder and Nate Murphy. Larks are back on turf infield for back-to-back games as this one misses downstairs. So Wilson now down 3-0. Lightning off in the distance as a storm is on its way. Number 30, Nolan Wilson, will throw the 3-0 pitch, and this pitch will find the zone for the first strike against Murphy. Wilson, who has at least pitched 4 innings in every start this season, sends a fly ball out to center field. Ashton having to run back on a deep outfield it is, so he'll make the catch in front of the warning track for the second out. Outfield dimensions here at Cavalier Field, 330 to both left and the right field foul pole. Left center and right center 348, and dead center 404, which is 1 foot shorter than Hayes Larks Park. So back-to-back outs coming from Caden Ashton out in center. So bring up the right fielder and Matthew Rivers here with nobody on and 2 away. First pitch here from the right-handed pitcher to the right-handed batter will find the zone. One base runner has reached base today so far for the A's as a second pitch will find the zone as well. Wilson ahead 0-2. The 0-2 from Nolan Wilson. Half-hard swing down the dirt. They say he went. Applying the tag is Houston Russell. Strikeout number 20 on the year for Nolan Wilson, as that will end the second inning and will send us to the top of the third. 2, 3, and Vort due up for the Larks here in the top of the third. 3-0 ball game. Larks lead it as back to the mound in Emerson lot for the Dodge City A's. As Caleb Duncan will get us going. Hit by pitch in his last at bat. Came around to score after that 2-run home run from Garrett Gruhl. Both sides went 1, 2, 3 in the second inning as this one fouled near the third base side. First strike here to Caleb Duncan.
They're fun to do every once in a while. It's not little kids baseball anymore. You don't need to be doing that.
1-1 count coming here to Caleb Duncan. Nobody on for the leadoff batter here in the inning as this one hits the left side. Third baseman passes glove and passes a diving shortstop in the left field. Caleb Duncan reaches base in back-to-back at-bats, this time with the base knock. Caleb Duncan with the leadoff single as they'll bring us the third batter in the lineup in Wilbert Espinal, tonight's designated hitter.
Next up for the Larks, the DH, number 26, Wilbert Espinal.
Espinal flew out to left in his last at-bat. 359 average on the year, 446 on base percentage. OPS near 1,000. Pickoff move over to first back in time safely as Caleb Duncan.
You got your nerds, Brian? You good?
18 base hits on the year for Duncan after that one. Came around to score for his 16th time. Last time, never pickoff throw, but back in time safely as Caleb Duncan as a fan just jumped right into the camera. that was funny. Still no pitches here to Wilbert Espinal. Another pickoff move. Duncan a bit close this time, but he gets back safely. Using this camera to good work tonight. Trying something new, see if it works. Might be bringing it to the home games. You let me know down in the live chat if you guys like it or not. Another pickoff move. This one gets past first baseman though, and the first baseman slips. Duncan around second, head all the way to third as this one went into the Larks bullpen area. As Caleb Duncan will take 2 bases as he's now 90 feet away from scoring, and the runner has to run this ball in now. As Duncan got a bit of a lead off the bagger at third base, but Miller ran it in, so still no pitches here to Espinal, but Duncan will advance to third base.
Second error of the game already for the Dodge City A's, who trail 3-0.
4 pickoff moves, and the fourth one gets away from the first baseman, and Duncan takes advantage of it as he's now 90 feet away from scoring. This one goes to the backstop, but it'll bounce off of the cushions and go right back to the catcher. So Duncan will stay at third. Espinal, who has 12 RBIs on the season, has a chance to bring one home, and Caleb Duncan now just needs to put the ball in play. Lights are already on. Dark clouds starting to come our way. We're on good pace right now to maybe get at least 5 innings of work in. We'll see if they can do it. Hopefully we didn't just jinx it as the 1-0 pitch to Espinal misses outside. Espinal heading the count 2-0 here against Emerson Loft.
Their senior year changes about 5'10".
Yeah, he said he grew like 6 inches.
That next year.
Two from Espinal, gets away from the catcher, and Caleb Duncan will score as the Larks now lead 4-0. A pass ball that goes all the way to the backstop on a pitch that ran inside to Espinal, as now they lead it 4-0. Duncan scores for his second time today and 17th time on the season. 3-0 count. Nobody on, nobody out for the second batter of the inning in Wilbert Espinal. Lott just trying to find the zone here with a 3-0 pitch, and he will. First strike here to Espinal. Espinal, very patient hitter, a 10-11 walk to strikeout ratio. 3-1, tails outside into the right-hander's batter's box for a 5-pitch walk here to Wilbert Espinal. So back-to-back batters reach base. Duncan already came around to score, but Espinal will take over at first. Larks lead at 4-0. Scored 3 runs in the top of the first and have 1 so far here in the top of the third. So I'll bring up the power hitting threat in Garrett Gruhl, who left the yard in his last at-bat. Fly ball, he just got under, and the wind just carried it all the way out of the ballpark. Almost went foul, but it just stayed fair. Now 1 RBI shy of 20 on the season after that 2-run shot. It's just 1 runner on base with Espinal at first now after the 5-pitch walk. First pitcher to Garrett Gruhl runs near the head of Garrett Gruhl, but he gets out of the way. Gruhl with 386 average on the season, 6 RBIs in his last 4 games, make it 8 RBIs in his last 5 games now. Is on the move to second. Is Espinal to throw down? A good throw, but in time, Espinal looked like he beat it there, but he might have popped off the bag, but they're going to say caught stealing. So now there will be 1 out and nobody on base for Garrett Gruhl. So Espinal gets caught stealing, as he was tied for the team leader in stolen bases with 10, but now moves the count to 1-1 here against Garrett Gruhl with nobody on. Next pitch to Gruhl, big swing up high though, as they'll move the count to 1-2. Gruhl in the Brigade game on Thursday had 3 RBIs, 3 singles in that game, and 2 runs scored. As the next pitch misses inside to even the count at 2-2. Already 2 errors so far on the game for the Dodge City A's. Emerson Lott looking just get the second out here with nobody on, as Gruhl takes another big swing, but throws this one out to the A's bullpen and out of play. Gruhl gets under the ball a bit. If he can just get under it today, I mean, that ball will get out in a hurry. A big fly ball hitter, slugging on the season of .614. Three homers and 5 doubles for the right-handed batter, and Garrett Gruhl, as he'll throw this one to left center and off the glove of the shortstop. So I'll get into the outfield. Garrett Gruhl round first. He's going to try second to throw in from center field. Is offline, and Gruhl will slide in a second with a single turned into a double after taking advantage of the throw in. We'll just put Gruhl down for a double in our book as our stats guy. He's down in the dugout today. So runner at second with 1 out, and next batter in Houston Russell. He's been the top hitter on the season for the Larks, as he'll throw this one to left side, fields it off the hop. The third baseman on a first in time. Gruhl will remain at second after the ground out to the Dodge City A's third baseman. 2 outs now as they'll bring up the second baseman and Will Carpenter. Had a 2-out single in his last at bat. Let's see if he can get one here. The runner in scoring position at second base. First pitch finds a zone. Lott gets ahead in the count here against Will Carpenter. Gruel still over at second. The next pitch, Carpenter gets under this one. It will get out of the infield and out to right field. Pretty high fly ball. Right fielder gets under it and gathers it in for the final out here in the top of the third. Larks get 2 runners on, but unfortunately they'll leave 1 runner on base and Garrett Gruel over at second. As we'll head to the bottom of the third, Larks lead it now 4-0. Bottom of the third, almost underway as third base coach coming to talk with the umpire real quick. As probably talking about the weather as it is getting closer and closer every half inning.
Leading off for the A's.
Nolan Wilson back to the mound for his third inning of work to face off against 8, 9, and 1 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch hit right back to Wilson. He'll take it himself, run it over, and underhand toss it to Garrett Gruel over at first for the first out. Wilson in his last game, he got beat up a little bit on the mound. There's 2 comebackers during the Foxes game that went right off of him. One went off of his leg, the other one went off of his shoulder. But Wilson just shook it off like nothing happened. But most people, I mean, they'd go down a heartbeat. But that's just the type of player Nolan Wilson is. Has 1 away now for the 9-hole batter in Zach Moore after the ground out from Ryan Buckley. As first pitch finds the zone here to Zach Moore. Shout out to Crystal Goss, one of my personal favorite fans who always tunes into the games. Go Larks from Dallas, Texas. Appreciate you tuning in every game as we love Kevin Goss, one of the funniest guys on the team. As next pitch finds the zone as well. Wilson ahead in the count 0-2 here against Zach Mora. The 0-2 from Nolan Wilson, chasing outside the zone. Strike 3, second punch out on the day for Nolan Wilson here in the bottom of the third. 8, 9, and 1 go down fairly quickly as that brings us to the top of the order for the Dodge City A's and Shannon Martin.
Number 25, Shannon Martin.
Wilson, who's now over the 20 strikeout mark on the season with 21 now. His first pitch showing bunt, but pulls back. It finds the zone, though, here against Shannon Martin. Martin, who grounded out to the second baseman for the first at-bat of the game for the Dodge City A's back in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 takes a hack at this one, but misses it to move the count to 0-2 in Nolan Wilson's favor. Wilson ready to go on the mound. Gets the sign and is locked in and ready to go. The 0-2 pitcher, Nolan Wilson, will find the zone. Strike three, back-to-back Ks for the right-handed pitcher and Nolan Wilson. As we are through 3 complete innings of baseball, Larks lead 4-0.
Number 6, Tabor Stokes.
Back into action here at Cavalier Field. Top of the fourth, Larks lead it 4-0. Emerson Lott back to the mound to face off here against Tabor Stokes, as we'll get the right graphic up for you guys. There you go. Stokes' second at-bat on the day, just around the 300 mark with the batting average on the season of .412 on base percentage. Leads the team with 9 doubles, as next pitch will find the zone to even the count at 1-1. OPS of 867 on the year for the shortstop in Tabor Stokes. 1-1, he'll get under this one, thrown out to left center field. Running back as a center fielder, as he'll get around it and catch it for the first out. Right now, it seems the wind is still blowing, but not as hard as it was when Garrett Gould left the yard, as Stokes will fly out to one of the deeper part of the ballparks in left center field.
Next up, number 15, Thomas Lissy.
So bring up the third baseman in Thomas Lissy. Trent Baker on deck, lightning out in the distance as umpire sees it pretty well. He's going to look over to the A's manager and see if maybe they want to postpone this game. Lightning being as close as it is, they might just delay it for a bit.
Nobody has told me nothing. No, shh.
As the umpire looking out on the mound, the fielders are coming in. It looks like they might have just delayed this game. Looks like he put up the 2-0 sign. Might have meant delay for 20 minutes. This more than likely probably just be a delay of game, but the rain coming, it's plausible that we might not have much more baseball tonight. Still no official wording. Looks like the Dodge City's owner is coming out to talk things over with the umpire. We'll take a quick break here on the Larks Network as we'll try and figure out what's going on here at the ballpark. Howdy, Larks fans. Tonight's game has been suspended and will be resumed tomorrow. It'll be 7 inning and a 9 inning game for tomorrow night. As we'll get you the times and everything updated on the YouTube as we're going to hit to the bus and get back home safely. As Larks lead it 4-0. We'll see you guys tomorrow.